Welcome in, everybody. We're diving deep today into local government.
Oh, exciting.
It is. We're headed to Youngsville, Louisiana for this one.
All right.
They're really trying to figure out how to grow without losing that small town charm, you know?
Yeah.
So we've got the minutes from their city council meeting from December 2024.
Okay.
And let me tell you, these minutes, they are anything but dull.
Really?
Oh, yeah. So much personality in these, real local flavor, even a little bit of drama.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, it's a great look at a town that is really shaping its future.
One agenda item at a time, huh?
Exactly. So they kick things off with a prayer.
Oh, interesting.
I know, right? Not something you usually see.
Yeah, not your average boardroom meeting.
Definitely not.
So what's the vibe like?
Well, it definitely reflects Youngsville's culture.
Oh,
It's like a small southern town with a strong sense of faith and tradition.
Makes sense.
And then we get right into some new beginnings.
I like new beginning.
With a really sweet moment. Nick Nyland, he's the new council member. He's being sworn in.
Nice.
And his little boy, Jude, is sitting right there in the front row.
Oh.
It's such a nice reminder that local government is really about people serving their communities.
Yeah,
Sometimes they even bring their families along.
that's nice.
Speaking of new faces, though, we also meet the new chief of police, J.P. Broussard.
Another new face. Okay.
And he makes a big statement right off the bat.
Oh, about what?
He says he wants to make Youngsville one of the safest cities in Louisiana.
Wow, that's a bold goal.
It really sets the tone.
Yeah.
But before we get too far ahead, the mayor takes a moment to recognize someone who's had a huge impact on Youngsville.
Okay.
John C. Broussard, a local developer and philanthropist.
And this is where things get interesting.
This is where it gets good. Okay, so John C. Broussard developed the Copperfields and Copper Meadows neighborhoods.
Yep.
And you want to know when he did this? Back in the 1980s,
Right.
during the oil bust.
Oh, wow.
Right. Talk about a gamble.
Yeah, bold move.
But he clearly had faith in the town's potential.
Hmm.
And get this, the street names in Copperfields, they're inspired by his trips to Las Vegas.
What?
You're kidding?
Not kidding. It's like a little quirky detail that just adds so much personality to the place.
I love it.
But, his legacy goes way beyond those street names.
In what way?
Well, the mayor points out that the design principles that he used are now standard in all the new Youngsville neighborhoods.
Oh, wow. That's lasting impact.
I know. His vision shaped the town. Pretty amazing.
It really is.
And speaking of visions for the future, the meeting takes a turn towards state politics.
How so?
We get introductions from two candidates for the state senate.
Makes sense. Local politics always tied to the big picture.
Yeah, you're right.
So who are these candidates?
Okay, so we have Jesse Regan. He's a mortgage banker.
Okay.
He's got experience on the Broussard City Council.
All right. Seasoned politician.
Yeah, and then there's Brock Myers.
Okay.
He's a healthcare executive. He's already served in the House of Representatives. Interesting.
So you can see already pretty different backgrounds.
Yeah, definitely contrasting styles there.
Reagan really emphasizes his conservative values and how much he understands local government.
Makes sense.
While Myers, he highlights his private sector experience and his collaborative approach.
Interesting.
And both of them, they actually take time to acknowledge each other's qualifications.
A little bit of mutual respect.
Yeah, which hints at maybe a close race down the line.
Could be interesting.
Yeah, it's a reminder that even local elections, they can be shaped by what's happening at the state and national level.
Absolutely.
All right, back to city business, though.
Okay.
The council, they approved the minutes from the last meeting pretty quickly.
Standard procedure.
And the October 2024 finance report.
All right.
And there's a pretty interesting detail tucked away in that report.
What's that?
Sales tax revenue is up over 6.5% from the previous year.
Whoa, that's significant.
It is. Shows that Youngsville's economy is doing well.
Yeah, attracting businesses and shoppers.
Exactly. All right, now we're going to get to the part where things get a little bit heated.
I was wondering when the drama was going to start.
A representative from New Development, Sweetwater Point.
Okay.
It's 141 cottage-style rentals. They come before the council.
Right.
They're asking for not one, but two variances.
Oh, spicy.
And this is where we really see that tension between growth and preserving the town's character.
Makes sense. Classic dilemma.
So first, they want to build a few more homes in an area that's supposed to be for businesses.
I see. Trying to bend the rules a bit.
A little bit, yeah, along the Shimon-Materi Parkway.
Okay.
And council member Champagne, she's not happy about this.
What does she say?
Well, she's worried about losing prime frontage for businesses.
Yeah.
And she doesn't want to set a precedent, you know.
Mm-hmm. Tough call.
Yeah, it's about balancing those housing needs with attracting more businesses.
I see.
And ultimately, the council denies the request.
They do.
They do. Shows they're serious about their long-term development plan. But Sweetwater Point, they're not giving up just yet. They come back with another request.
Okay, what is it?
They want to put up some feather flags.
Feather flags.
You know those tall, skinny ones you see at car dealerships?
Oh, yeah.
And some now leasing signs.
Hmm.
Now, Youngsville, they have a really strict sign ordinance.
They do. Why is that?
Well, it turns out there was a resident, A.J. Bernard. He really wanted to keep the town looking a certain way.
Oh, so this is his legacy.
You could say that, and Councilmember Champagne, she is having none of it.
I bet.
She says it would be unfair to other businesses.
Yeah, I get that.
Like playing favorites.
Makes sense.
Right. It's about keeping things fair and maintaining those standards.
It's about consistency.
Yeah, even for new developments.
So, 2 strikes for Sweetwater Point.
2 strikes. It's fascinating to see how these small decisions reflect the bigger picture, don't you think?
Yeah, it really is.
Like, what do you think is really driving these decisions? It's more than just looks right.
I think it's about control. Yeah, like they want to control how the town develops.
Like they have a vision, a specific aesthetic.
Yeah, they want to grow, but on their own terms.
It's like they're curating the town.
Exactly.
And then we move on to infrastructure.
Okay.
The council approves a resolution. It gives the mayor power to negotiate contracts for the amphitheater.
Yeah, amphitheater. Okay.
Sounds like they're trying to bring in some big acts.
Oh, some big names coming to Youngsville?
Maybe. It definitely shows they're committed to, quality of life for residents.
Yeah, cultural amenities.
Right. And then it's all about water systems.
Essential stuff.
They authorize a grant application to improve the water system.
Important, especially for a growing town.
So important. And sometimes it gets overlooked.
It does.
But these investments, they're crucial.
Yeah, for everything to run smoothly.
All right, now we're getting into the ordinances that really set the stage for Youngsville's future.
Okay, let's hear it.
First, they approve an agreement with Unity Fiber.
Unity Fiber.
It could mean much faster internet for everyone.
Ooh, that's a big deal.
It is, especially for attracting new residents and businesses.
Absolutely.
You got to have that connectivity.
For sure.
Then they're reallocating some American Rescue Plan funds.
Okay, why?
Well, federal guidelines have changed.
Oh, I see.
So they're adapting. Shows how local government has to be flexible, responsive.
It's a balancing act?
It is. And now, for a big decision,
Okay, hit me.
the council, they pass an ordinance that expands the commercial frontage setback on major roads.
Okay, break that down for
So
me.
basically, they're increasing the distance between buildings and the road
Okay.
from 200 to 400 feet.
Wow, that's a big change.
It is a big change.
What's the reasoning behind that?
Well, they want to attract larger scale development,
I see.
like big corporate campuses instead of those smaller strip malls.
So they're thinking big.
Thinking big. It's a gamble, though, right?
It is,
Big implications for the look and feel of the town.
definitely.
What do you think about this move?
Well, depends on what residents value most.
What do you mean?
Do they want rapid economic growth?
Okay.
Or do they want to hold on to that small town charm?
That's the question, isn't it?
It is a question Youngsville's going to have to answer.
And a question we're going to keep exploring.
Ooh, I'm intrigued.
As we go deeper into this Youngsville saga,
I'm ready.
stay tuned.
We left off with Youngsville kind of on the edge of some pretty big changes, right?
Yeah, expanding those setbacks could really change the look of the whole town.
But before we dive into that, we got to go back to a really touching moment at this meeting.
You mean when Chief Louvier took the floor? It felt like everyone in the room just stopped breathing.
It was powerful. His departure is clearly a big deal for Youngsville.
Yeah, he talks about how much the police department has progressed under his leadership
And how proud he is, you know?
to serve the town where he lives and raises his family.
You could really hear the emotion in his voice.
Yeah, he cares about Youngsville.
And the council members, their response was really heartfelt too,
Yeah, they expressed their appreciation for his service.
acknowledging the challenges. Like, they hinted that there were some really tough times recently.
Yeah, they didn't go into specifics.
But it sounds like Chief Louvier really helped the community get through it.
It speaks volumes about his leadership.
And they encourage him to stay involved, even after he steps down.
Yeah, they want to keep that experience and dedication in the town.
It was a really nice send-off.
And then you could feel the energy shift as Councilman Nyland took his turn.
The newly sworn-in one?
Yeah, he was just bursting with enthusiasm and gratitude.
To the voters, I bet.
Yeah, thanking them for electing him and saying how excited he was to serve.
You could tell he was really humbled by the whole experience.
He even said that the best part of campaigning was seeing all the people come together to support him.
It's a reminder that even with all the division in national politics, local elections can still be about people coming together.
Exactly. Working towards a shared vision for their town.
And that sense of community really shines through in Councilmember Champagne's remarks, too.
Oh, yeah. She starts by echoing the appreciation for Chief Louvier.
But then she pivots to her real passion, education.
Every month, she makes sure to highlight achievements in the local schools.
And this time, it's a big one.
She announces that Carly Seymour from Youngsville Middle School was named Lafayette Parish Middle School Student of the Year.
Wow, that's a huge honor.
And you can hear how proud Champagne is.
Like a proud parent, almost.
It's clear she sees education as key to Youngsville's future.
Absolutely. And then there's a funny little coincidence.
What's that?
Councilman Romero jumps in to say that his own daughter was competing against Carly for that title.
It's a small town thing, isn't it?
Everyone knows everyone.
And Romero, he also expresses his thanks to Chief Louvier.
Specifically mentioning that chaotic time again.
Yeah, still no details, but it adds another layer to the story, doesn't it?
It does. It makes you wonder what happened.
And then Romero switches gears to talk about Leadership Class 5.
A group of residents working to make a difference in the town.
Yeah, he praises their work on the artisan market.
That's great, fostering civic engagement.
And then he gives shout-outs to Jamie, who organized the Santa sleigh ride.
Sounds festive.
And the fire and police departments, who helped out.
It's all about collaboration.
Definitely a theme in Youngsville.
And speaking of collaboration, Councilman Bolgiano also offers his congratulations to Nyland.
And his appreciation for Jamie's service.
Sounds like she's stepping down from something.
Yeah, they're all really grateful for her work.
He even wishes her well in her future endeavors.
It was a nice touch.
And of course, he adds his thanks to Chief Louvier,
highlighting his leadership during those tough times.
It seems like everyone in Youngsville has so much respect for him.
Yeah, and it's well-deserved.
And then Councilwoman Bears, she offers her thanks as well.
To the chief, congratulations to Nick, well wishes to Jamie.
A lot of well-wishing going around.
And she ends with, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to everyone.
Signaling the end, I guess.
To the announcements, that is.
But wait, there's more.
There's more. Someone from the audience comes up to speak.
Oh, what do they want to talk about?
It's a representative from Vermilion Catholic High School.
Okay.
And he proudly announces that their football team is the Division IV state champion.
Whoa, big news.
And undefeated. The whole room erupts in cheers.
You'll love to see it.
And it turns out Councilwoman Bears is a Vermilion Catholic alum.
No way. That's amazing.
It's such a great reminder that these meetings aren't always about serious business.
Yeah, sometimes it's about celebrating the community.
Sharing those moments of joy, fostering a sense of belonging.
And with that, the meeting adjourns, sending everyone off with holiday wishes.
A perfect ending to this part of the meeting.
We've seen serious discussions, heartfelt goodbyes, plans for the future, and now a moment of pure celebration.
It really captures what life in Youngsville is all about.
But before we move on, let's think about this. What does all of this tell us about Youngsville's priorities?
On the surface, it seems like growth and development are important.
Attracting businesses, improving infrastructure.
But they're also really invested in their traditions.
Supporting their schools, celebrating their successes together.
It's like they're trying to find that balance between progress and preserving what makes them unique.
That's a tough balance to strike.
It is, but what we haven't heard yet is the voice of the everyday residents.
Yeah, we've heard from the officials, but what do the people of Youngsville think about all of this?
That's a crucial piece of the puzzle, and luckily, we have some more sources that give us those perspectives.
Oh, this is getting good.
In part 3 of this deep dive, we're going to explore a community survey.
Okay, tell me more.
It reveals what residents really care about.
I'm ready.
Okay, we're back, ready to wrap up our Youngsville deep dive.
I'm ready.
We've learned a lot about how they're handling growth, the dynamics, but we're still missing one piece.
The residents' perspective.
Exactly. What do the people of Youngsville think about all this?
We need to hear from the people.
And we do. We've got some sources that give us a look at those perspectives, and it's
yeah.
pretty eye-opening.
Lay it on me.
One of the big ones is a community survey.
Oh, yeah. Surveys, they get right to the point.
No filter. They asked about everything, satisfaction with city services, hopes for the future.
And what'd they find?
Well, overwhelmingly, residents are proud of their community.
That's great to hear.
They love that small town feel, the parks, the friendly atmosphere.
So that Hallmark movie vibe is real.
It's real, but it's not all perfect, right?
There's always something.
Yeah, the survey also shows some tension.
Tension. Well, like what?
They appreciate the growth, the economic benefits.
Sure.
But they also worry about losing that special character.
Losing what makes Youngsville Youngsville.
Exactly. And they have some specific concerns like traffic.
Oh, the classic growing pains.
Right. Traffic congestion is a real issue.
Makes sense with all the new development.
And they're worried about the strain on infrastructure, too.
Roads, schools, water systems.
All that.
Got to keep up with the growth.
Another thing that came up, residents want more diverse businesses.
More variety.
Yeah, local shops, unique restaurants, things that give Youngsville its own flavor.
So they don't want to become just another suburb.
Exactly. They want that growth to be thoughtful.
Growth that reflects the community.
Now, here's where it gets really interesting. There are some generational divides.
The
younger residents, they're more excited about new development.
The economic opportunities, building their lives there.
While the older residents, they're a bit more cautious.
They've seen how things have changed over time.
Right. It's a tough balance. How do you meet the needs of everyone?
That's a challenge.
It is, but it's not all serious business. We also have some fun stuff.
Oh, like what?
We looked at local blogs, social media groups.
What are people talking about?
They love their community events, the Christmas celebration, the Mardi Gras parade.
It brings people together.
It does. Creates that sense of belonging.
And it's good for the economy, too.
Right. Showcasing local businesses, artisans.
Everybody wins.
And one thing is clear. Residents are proud of what makes Youngsville unique.
They don't want to lose that.
They're always comparing it to other towns, saying how much better it is.
Makes sense. They're protective of their home.
And that brings us back to where we started.
Yeah, we started with a city council meeting.
The formal side of things.
But we also got to look at the heart of Youngsville.
What the people care about.
It's been a journey.
It has. Youngsville is trying to grow without losing its identity.
It's a tough balancing act.
It is. But they're approaching it with ambition and appreciation for their roots.
It's inspiring.
So as we wrap up, we want to leave you with a thought.
A thought to ponder.
What are the unique qualities of your community?
How do you engage with your local government?
And what trade-offs are you willing to make as your town grows?
It's something to think about.
Because ultimately, we all have a role to play
In shaping our communities.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Youngsville, Louisiana.